Hi, I'm Christina, and this is going to be my third quarterly reading statistics of the year. And I'm also going to talk about the best books that I read over the past 3 months. So I've read a total of 10 books over the past 3 months, which is actually the least I've read for a very long time, probably years actually. But it has been a very busy time for me, so it's not too bad. I read a total of 7 books in July, which is the most I've read in a month, I think, this whole year. And then I read just 1 book in August, and then I read 2 books in September. So let's talk about star ratings first. I actually had a really good amount of 5-star reads, and I've really loved some of the books that I've read. So that's great. I have had a total of 4 5-star reads. I've had 1 4-star read, I've had 3 3-star reads, and I've had 2 2-star reads. And I've also had quite a few DNFs, but I'm not going to talk about those here. I've just put a video up recently about all the books that I DNF'd, so I will link that video down below and you can go and check that out if that interests you. So in terms of genre, I've mainly been reading historical fiction. I read 4. And I'm really pleased with that, as that's a genre I've really been trying to explore more of this year, and it is a very new to me genre. And 2 of my best books of the quarter, I have 3, have been historical fiction. So I'm definitely enjoying the ones that I've chosen to read recently. And yeah, really pleased with that. And really looking forward to really diving more into the whole genre of historical fiction and just finding some new favourites. And then in tied second place for genre, I have thrillers and science fiction. And I actually haven't been enjoying the thrillers that I've been reading. I gave both of them 2 stars, so very disappointing. Hopefully I will find some thrillers that I actually like in the final quarter, because this has been a bad time for thrillers, and the science fiction has been good, so that's good. And then I have read 1 fantasy, and I have also read 1 mystery. So quite a nice range of genres there, and very heavy on the historical fiction, but very pleased about that statistic. So in terms of year of publication, I have been reading so many brand new books, brand new releases, and that has been completely down to the fact that the libraries are open again, and I've been really loving going back into the library and just picking up loads of new books. It has been so lovely. So 30% of the books I've read have been published this year in 2021, and then 50% of the books I've read have been published last year in 2020. So that's 80% of the books I've read having been published this year and last year. And then I read 1 book that was published in 2019 and 1 that was published in 2016. So all of the books I've read have been published in the last 5 years. And I've really loved reading newer books. When the libraries were closed, I was reading a lot of older backlist books, so this has been really nice and I've really enjoyed it. And then in terms of author, 80% of the books I've read have been written by a female author, and then 20% by a male author, so that one is a little bit skewed. So in terms of nationality of the author, 30% of the books I've read have been written by British authors, 30% by American authors, 20% by Irish authors, and then I have 1 Australian author and 1 Cypriot author. So I have a nice bit of variety there. So let's move on to the best bit, which is talking about my favourite books that I've read over the past 3 months. And I've decided to talk about 3 books. And I actually have dedicated book review videos for all of these books. So I will link those down below just in case you'd like to hear my more detailed thoughts on any of them. And I'm just going to give a brief kind of summary here. So, like I said just before, 2 of my favourite books that I've read over the past 3 months are historical fiction. So let's start with those ones. So, first up, I have The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue. So this book is set in Dublin in 1918, and we follow a midwife during the onset of the Spanish flu. I thought this book was just absolutely wonderful. I absolutely adored it. It was such a moving story, and I thought it was such a compelling and impactful read, and I would highly recommend it. So the next book I have is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So this book is set in Malibu and it's set across two different timelines in the 1980s and the 1950s. And we follow this infamous family on the day of their very extravagant party. And we follow this family as their parents first meet through the birth of each of the children, and then we watch as the children grow up. And I absolutely love this book. I was so captivated by this story and I was so captivated by these characters. It was such a wonderful read. So the last book I have to talk about is a science fiction book, and that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So in this book, we follow an astronaut who is the sole survivor on his mission. And I thought this book was just absolutely wonderful. It was fun, it was fast paced, and it was so exciting. And it was very, very funny at times too. I had a wonderful time with this one and I absolutely loved these characters. I felt so attached to them. So those are the 3 best books that I've read this quarter, and I would highly recommend every single one. They were all absolutely wonderful and definitely all contenders for being some of my favourite books of the whole year. So that's very exciting. So if you have read any of these books, definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I would love to chat to you about them. If there's any here that you now fancy reading, definitely let me know that too. And then if you want to tell me anything about your reading statistics, definitely do. I love statistics. I love reading statistics. So please feel free to do so. So thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.